Hello, and welcome to Rule the Waves 3, playing as Japan on Super Large Plus Plus, starting 1890. We have made it to episode 29. It's peaceful and it's 1908. So let's start with the review, then we'll play and maybe we'll design some ships. Who knows? Let's jump in. Here we go again. PowerPoint time. 1908, start of year briefing. Peace. Tensions too low in my opinion. Danger of having my budgets cut. I don't want that. Alliance with Great Britain has lapsed. It lasted for a very long time, much longer than expected, so great stuff. Not sure why it ended, but random. We still have our alliance with the US, so great stuff. And Great Britain and China ended their alliance as well, so not a lot of alliances active now. Just the one between Japan and the US. So let's do the brinkmanship thing. If we can get some events to push tensions up, because of the recent war, tensions will tend to drop. We keep getting those dock events. They are coming right, left, and center. 500, 1,000 ton. We are getting both types, both private shipbuilding and government sponsored. So we are all the way up to 30,000, and we are leading by a handful of kilotons on any other contender. So we definitely need to build something big soon. Yeah. Local shipyards are at 1/3, almost 1/4 capacity, so we just have to keep building. But we need money to build Parliament. 0 unrest because our budget modifier is pretty low. Budget is increasing. We have increased base resources by more than 1,000 without any reparations or... Yeah, so that's a good year. Colony resources holding steady. We had a little spike in tension midway through the year, so I think that raised silently our budget modifier by 1. I think I mentioned it when it happened also, and yeah, it definitely happened. So, because of the increase, these two increases combined, we are up to 324 again. Not amazing, considering that we were past the 500,000 mark, but okay. Construction is steady at 16,000. Expenses around 10. I would have loved to build more and spend less, but it's what it is. We have a lot of money in reserve, so we can go pretty far into the red before it's a problem. We are definitely tier B now. Great Britain still on top. Germany and US 100,000 behind. And Japan 50,000 behind that. And we have made it past Italy, Russia and France. Not just in budget terms, but in resource terms as well. So we are definitely, I would say, out of the woods and a position to become a global player. Fleet size has improved to what I would call medium, because you can see we are nearly matching France and Russia, or exceeding them. And we're not that far behind Italy, US, pretty far behind Germany, definitely far behind Great Britain, but we're getting there. No longer a lean fleet. Quality is good, the composition is okay. We are a bit slow on the transition front here, but then again, not many fleets have any big battleship fleets yet, and they are all in Europe, so whatever. One fun aside, I was very unhappy with my 25 knot light cruisers, the pair we built, and suddenly we could build 27 without a problem, and now we can build them at 28, or we can make them go to 29 if we sacrifice something. But looking at the other nations, 25 is fine. Not for long, but right now it's pretty good, actually. Just glad we didn't produce a whole lot of them. Staying at 12%, might take it down to 10 again soon. Army armor and damage control to high again, or armor to high first time since scrap, because even with fewer techs in those areas, I think we are slightly behind schedule, just 6 and 5 breakthroughs. The number of breakthroughs in each field and the date they come, it's not the same, so cannot do direct comparison and say that we're twice as advanced in fire control as we are in damage control. That's not how it works, but I feel that we are lagging slightly behind, so let's go high for a couple of years maybe. New techs, hull 1, fire control 1, 4 centerline turrets, waiting for the B superimposed B turret to really make things work out for us. +1 torpedo, sub, anti-sub warfare, and destroyer screen tactics. So now destroyers can go on screen orders. We are mostly on par with the rest of the world, I would say, but we saw from a turn report that Great Britain could now produce 14-inch guns, presumably quality 0. And that's going forward, that's going to be important. So I hope we get our 14-inch guns sooner rather than later. Intelligence, we stole a tech from Germany. I don't remember which one, but it was one of these advances. So that's cool. So we're up to 3. No guns stolen that I can remember, but yeah, whatever. So that's the status report, so let's go play. I noticed China dropped to star here. Normal fluctuation. I also did some division work, but we can talk more about it later when it becomes more relevant. I think everything is done here. Not building any subs, so everyone has gone home to their home areas. Not a lot going on here. Have some corvettes, cruisers. Singapore. That's kind of funny because that was left vacant by our friends, the British, that had the rebellion early on. Well, we must definitely send the force. But some good came out of it. We have much higher tensions now, so that is excellent. Light cruiser armor configuration, I don't think that is very good, so we won't be building anything using that. It's too heavy for what it offers, so let's just ignore it. And there we have the 14-inch gun as well, so it's a good month all around. Now I will definitely not build the battleship 1907A. It is obsolete. We will now need 14-inch centerline turrets only going forward. So we can either build it with 3 centerlines, or we can wait until we get the B turret, or we can actually build it with a central turret. That is also a possibility that I must soon explore. Too bad about Singapore, but yeah, it's fine. I think in the long run this is worth more. How good is Singapore? Base capacity 40? If it had been Sumatra, I would have cried. Since it has oil, that would have done a lot for us. Yeah. Did a super quick look at a 14-inch ship, but I would need to do some compromising that I'm not comfortable with to bring it up to 14 inches, and without 14 inches we are building for the past, not the future. Make the agent a national hero? Yeah, absolutely. Average ability. Could maybe not interested in we can try that. I think it will be easier to read if you don't have all these messages. The steel industry wants a stronger navy. Then we're of one mind. Budget and tension. Wow. Well, it's and now we have better armor. That's also good. We have better fire control. Just a gradual improvement, not new equipment. Germany upset. Okay, we are out of the low tension wood, so maybe we'll have a war soon. I don't know. Yeah, you can see already we have better speed. The next step is to get torpedo protection on the light cruiser. We can't run around without... so this is nearly doable. Very close. Can, of course, change things up a little bit. You can see. Oh, yeah, keep it coming. Largest battlecruiser in the world. Not for long, no. Rhodes. Italy is sending a force there. Well, we could spike tensions with Italy all the way up. This is even better. I mean, Italy has lessen tension. No. Not gonna lessen tension. No. Tension is still likely to drop, but we could have a sudden war also as a result of a random event, and that'll be fine. We have bases in Indian Ocean, so we can actually invade Eritrea. So we definitely have options now if we get into a mini war with the Italians, and we are not afraid of the Italians. Yes. Budget and tensions, yes. We could do this, but we're not really interested in a war for reals. There you go, 900-ton destroyers. That's important. That's our next step. I don't think the 700 is much of an upgrade over the 600. No, definitely looking for that one. The next winner is now the double torpedo tube, I think, which will be a free tech for us as soon as we research the next tech in the destroyer 3, we will automatically get a double torpedo tube thingy. Finances are improving. How many tons away from 10 tons? Not ideal. Oh. Well, all alone in the world. Malaya, 12-inch guns and 12-inch guns. Little weakly armored, I would say. Control, training, yeah. Okay, we have already improved armor and damage control by one step. Probably well researched already, but it certainly didn't hurt that we bumped them up to high. Yes. Founder. Yes, man. Weight savings on machinery. Yeah, we can now do the light cruiser. Let's call it Midori. Mami. Ai. Nak. Uma. That's the way it's spelled. Isuzu. Yeah. We get, we have to drop to speedy engine. That's fine. We get torpedo protection system and we don't have to sacrifice anything really. And we even jam in some extra torpedoes. Yes. I don't feel that we need a whole design thingy for that, but I will make a note of it maybe in the briefing. August, 1 more month. Oh, more money. Almost up to 400,000 I guess. ASV Tech. The builds to 4 would be costly, but it will would be helpful. That would give me 6 fast ones. Let's do that. They are pretty powerful in terms of firepower. I like them. New docks completed, more subtech. We are up to 32,000. Had another big tank, but nothing came out of it, so... Albania. Yeah, just to maintain tension. Another event, it's another GAF. Adventurous politics of, well, not Italy actually. And China is too small to pick on, but Russia is definitely in the, okay, yeah. That changes a lot of things. I think we are now ready to build a ship. I forgot to restart my docks. So, after years of design studies and aborted attempts at building a great battleship and this sort of crazy battlecruiser design that we made with the cross-deck fire and everything, I'm proud to present the future. The 1908 version of the Shinano has very little in common with the previous version. All the funky stuff, all the cross-deck fire, the heavy secondary battery, all of that is gone. And it has moved up to a massive 32,000 tons. It is 23 knots. As faster than any battleship afloat or building, and also faster than all of the obsolete ships that are filling the inventories of various navies. So basically it can hunt down anything that's not a battle cruiser or newly built light cruiser. It has a staggering 10 14-inch guns in 4 turrets. With 100 shells per gun. Would it be cooler to have 12 guns? Yes, but then I would have to compromise. And Also, this is not a ship that will be rebuilt with bigger guns. It will serve until the end with these 14-inch guns. So having 4 triples that you can upgrade to 17 or something like that, that's not interesting for me. And it's too expensive. I would rather build a new ship. So 10 14-inch guns and the usual 6 and 5-inch secondary battery. Some torpedoes, and the number of these guns can be tweaked up and down to give room for fire control equipment and that sort of thing. It is rather heavily armored for a ship of the time, so it can easily withstand its own firepower at around 10,000 yards. TPS I. So the conclusion is that this is a battleship for the future. It's not a modern World War II type battleship, sure, but it is way better than anything afloat or building or on the design board. The biggest Great Britain ship, battleship now building is many thousands of 5,000 ton almost lighter than this. I suspect it has 14-inch guns. The world's first 14-inch gunship, but it is not nearly as powerful as this one. So here it is. Could I shave off some tons here and there? Yes, absolutely, certainly. But this is what we're going with. I could have fewer or lighter tertiaries, for example, but it's a way of storing tonnage also while adding to combat potential. These are here to deter light cruisers and destroyers, mostly destroyers. So having a lot of them and not going like 3-4 inch, that's absolutely something I think is valuable at least 10 years into the future, maybe more. So, good stuff. Of course, it would be problematic to build it, but we have to push boundaries. So there we go. 4 months. Tension, reduce, decrease. Yeah. Yeah, we're not building the 900-ton destroyer before we have double torpedo tubes. So let's actually do... Let's do high. It's high. Yeah, that's fine. Just for a little while. Political murder in the Balkans. What is your advice? Demand that the guilty are brought to justice, even at the risk of war. Budget, prestige, and a little bit of tension. Well, this could provoke a war with Italy, but Italy is not sort of beloved by anyone, so that's fine. And if we could somehow gain a base in the Mediterranean, that would be grand, because although can sort of invade Egypt from any location that can reach it, you cannot support an invasion battle from the Indian Ocean. You have to have units in the Mediterranean to do that. So if we are seriously thinking about eventually claiming control of the Suez Canal, and a war with Italy could be beneficial. High explosive damage. No, Germany. I was kind of hoping that Italy would go up, but we can take away some colonies from Germany. That's fine. Germany dropped to star. China is back up to full. Let's build docks. Let's bring Great Britain to medium, because now we are not allies and they have a lot of nice tech. Spending a whole lot on intelligence here, but why not? Could maybe bring Great Britain and the US too high. But we have it's a brave new year. We have 4 light cruisers building that will fill out our roster of light cruisers pretty well, I think. 25, 27, and 4 additional ones coming in with 27 knots. And see, they have 25 knots reported, that is, of course. Made it to 27. Oh, that's something. France. Almost no light cruisers. I wonder whose fault that is. 27, yes, but these are half the size of mine. No combat power. Low light cruisers. Italy likes to build fast light cruiser, but haven't done so yet. No light cruisers here. So we are world leading in light cruisers, I would say. And EAs are actually coming out pretty soon. I'm actually still pretty happy with them. They have a decent broadside and decent secondary and tertiary batteries. They will be good for hunting little fish. Not line of battleships. No, absolutely not. But decent in their own right, if employed correctly. So these will finish building soon, so we will have room to build 4 battleships, and then we can trim the design offset battleship into something resembling a battle cruiser with 14-inch guns. It'll be 8 14-inch guns, but more about that later. Time for some start of year reviews or briefings or analysis, whatever you want to call it. Tension pretty high, I would say. Several at 8, 1 at 7 is good. Those with nations that we do like, they are moderate or low. Those that we don't like and want to fight, they are high, so pretty ideal. The alliance with the US also ended. Okay, fair enough. So now there are no alliances in the world. Interesting. Keep getting docks events, so 32,000 now. Started building a new round. Great Britain is at 31. Local shipbuilding is barely hanging on. Unrest. Oh, it's crept up to 1. I didn't notice that when I made the brief. Okay, I'll fix that. Budget. Base resources up by about 1,100. Very solid. Colony resources take a little dip. Again, because game reasons. Budget edged up from a pedestrian 15 to a more comfortable 19. That's probably the reason the unrest crept up as well. I've been keeping an eye on unrest for every turn, except clearly now that I was making the brief. So more than 100,000 extra, and we are now at an acceptable level, I would say. Almost on the way to 500,000 again. Or 500 million if you want to use 500 million. 400 million, billion, trillion, whatever. Game money. So, yeah, it could be better. I want to do 2 to 1, but it's not horrible. I have a lot of money saved up, but we are going battleship building soon, so we're gonna need it. Yeah. So nothing's changed here, really. My battle cruisers are almost done. And I would say that of all the battle cruisers in the world, my battle cruisers are among the best. If not the best. I would say the best. They have a good number of light guns, but the only other battle cruisers are 11 and 12 inch, and they generally have fewer barrels and or lower speed and or worse armor. So yeah, definitely those are good. And the 27 knot speed will mean they still stay relevant for at least a decade, maybe more, which is what they need to do. We are gonna build BBs now, but we are also gonna design a modern battlecruiser with 14-inch guns to go alongside our modern battleships. Research, I've pushed destroyers to high just temporarily. I want to get those double torpedoes so we can build those 900-ton destroyers. We need more destroyers because we have more ship divisions too, so it's not that we only want bigger destroyers, we generally want more destroyers. New techs coming in hot and heavy. Machinery, armor, fire control, damage control. We got the B turret and the light cruiser armor, not using that. Subs, high explosives, and the sweet 14-inch guns. So, absolutely amazing, and tech-wise, I'm very happy. I still feel that we are a little bit deficient in armor and damage control, so I will push it for until the next level, then we'll go back to medium, and when torpedo warfare hits double torpedoes, we'll scale it to medium, but not too low. And I think we will also maybe bump up torpedo, we could bump anti-sub warfare, we'll see. Weeks incoming. Intelligence, maybe push, this is temporary, drop to star. This one I just upgraded. Might too high on US and Great Britain in the hopes of getting some techs. So, let's get building! And this is the battlecruiser version of my battleship. You can see the layout is very similar, but it's not exactly the same hull form. This is based off a battlecruiser design with minimal tweaking. So it's longer and narrower, so more of a fast ship. I didn't just want to copy the battleship design because then you get a short and beamy battlecruiser, and that feels odd. It should read 30,000 here because it's 30,000 tons, not 29. So let's skip for. Basically, it's basically the battlecruiser version. I shaved off a little bit of armor. That's all really. Otherwise, exactly the same. And of course, 8 cubes, not 10. You cannot have triples in A and Y anyway because TPS 1 and 27 knots. That combo is not legal. So here it is, 30,000 tons. Congo. No, 10.5 on the belt instead of 12. 13 on the conning tower and turrets instead of 14. Otherwise, exactly the same. So that, I think, will be our next project. So much awesomeness in just one episode, and we have the time to move forward with 1909. But first, let's hit the design tab and do the BC 1909. Not the Chevalier, because that's from my France run. Here it is. Glorious. We will, of course, get this message, but it is what it is. Wait. Venice turret. Picture name. Ondertan. 4 turns. And into February. Uprising in a Chinese province, blah blah. What size should the expeditionary force be? I can tell you that it will be a battleship because budget, prestige, and tension. Tension, France and Germany, nothing involving us. Yes, we have fewer of those laid down scrap ship. Scrap ship. It's the scrapping threshold seems to be 15 years for these rather old ships. Oh, Germany, my friend. What are you doing? Do you really want to do this, Germany? Germany is a problematic opponent to fight because currently we have nothing that can be invadable, so it's not an ideal opponent. In few years, it's around the start of World War One, we can get more invasion techs, but that's still 5-ish years ago. Years in the future. So this is not ideal, but we'll try to see what happens. Two ships have finished working up. What's the gist of your speech? Budget, prestige, tension. Well, not Germany. Let's instead do Russia. We can actually fight Russia, and it's, I think, more viable than fighting Italy, because we can put more pressure on Russia and therefore get a better result. Torpedoes. No, let's just rework the design and see what happens. There's nothing to be gained. No text that we want to integrate, so build ship. No. Dashi. That's 2. Build ship. Yamashiro. Mikaba. Looks good. 35. Low builders. What should we do? The drunken sailor. This is just ignore it. This is, it could go both ways. It can increase tension or it can decrease tension. This one is, will maybe increase tension. It just keeps on giving. Kin burn. 11-inch shot. ASV. Tension. Recent war. No, didn't budge. But unlike what you might think, it does not immediately actually bring your ships to active status or working up. So, active fleet, destroyers, and also these half-fast light cruisers, and useful heavy cruisers. Too bad they are all slow. And 12-inch battleships. That's a good start, I think. Oh, Yeah, I forgot about these guys. I built them and I forgot about them. Uh, 11 inches, so again, so okay. That's turrets. Nothing to be gained. Build ship. Congo. Oh no, Congo. Called the Congo. I don't see a Congo. Oh, we have a Congo here. Uri. Iburi. No. Wrong button. Congo. The other one can be whatever. No, the old guys with the 8-inch guns, they are still retired. These guys are mothballed. That's fine. These are not so bad, so I don't have secondary battery armor, so okay, let's bring them to active. Or light cruisers, but gonna be fighting anyway, are they? Nine. Pointless. Hmm. Destroyers we need. These are slowing down, but are not obsolete. Probably because of speedy engines, so that can happen. Yeah. Minus a lot, but that will of course stabilize. And we are on a war footing. Blah, 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 blah. More AP penetration, that's nice. Tensions with China, we do another round of sentiment. Drops. France and I'll take a war with China any day. China, Russia. It's the same one. Weight savings. TPS II. Yeah. Congo 2, cent change. A sportsman. Too bad there is no upside to it or game effect of sportsman. Could normally have a better crew quality, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Blah blah. Who's meddling? Tension. We cannot pick China, so we will pick Russia. Battlecruiser Division 1. Battleships. If I had this on auto now, I would have forgotten to turn it off, and then the game would have auto-assigned my commanders. That's why I have it on manual. We have nothing on brilliant. Well-connected gunnery expert. Yes, please. Sign commander, not a rate of fire enthusiast, no. Poor admin, no. No. Sign commander. Yeah, whatever. Beautiful. And working up. How long until we get the next to 3 turns? Yeah, we can live with that. And in 3 turns, the financial situation will be okay. And then when the light cruisers are done, we can do more battle cruisers. Right. I just needed to check that. So the only solution for this is to put the superimposed and increase the weight a little bit, but then we must do a full rebuild because we changed the main armament. I think that's a little bit excessive. You are not really incentivized to truly build upon your existing. Then I would probably do... No, I cannot do that. Shinano 2. It is essentially the same ship, so we could call it the Shinano 2, I guess. So we could give it another name. Just develop it. Again, not really worth a full ship review, but I will make a note of it in the document. Double torpedo. Yeah, good. Tension reduced. Tension. Not now. We have to wait a little bit. Okay, but tensions are sky high, so I will put this on high as well. Ships are working up because we don't want to be caught out. Can be mothballed. They are ideal. Either active or mothballed. Yes. Yeah. Budget and some tension. Yeah. Weight saving. That's good. Secondary turrets. Okay. Yeah. We are going to integrate those into our new designs as well. So there will definitely be a little bit of a design review. Subs. Germany again, and Russia, and we're gonna have a war here sooner rather than later, despite the fact that the previous war ended not so long ago. But I have to look at designs. So we're adding 500 tons and TPS II and tweaking in the secondary turrets. Otherwise, it's very similar to the Congo, but it's different enough that I'm giving it its separate name. So it's now BC 1909 Akagi. We will do the same for the Shinano too and give it a proper class name once it arrives, although we may have to delay it until we have a bigger docks because it's already pushing at the limit, but that shouldn't be a problem because that's just 6 months away and we cannot immediately start building it. Heroin. That's a better, yeah, 26, not, no, it's not armored. Okay, never mind, it's very bad. And the double bottom, double torpedo mounts. Then we can design a destroyer. And we probably will get 1100 ton destroyers in the not so distant future. Yes, already we have save and division editor chips. I'm so happy, and they are just 11 inch ships, but it feels good to have a full squadron. It's invincible, but it's definitely powerful squadron. A long time to build, but good. Still have a lot of money left over, so we can build the Akagi. Oh, we can start with one Akagi. One Akagi, two Akagi. Because 770. Oh, it would be fine. We can build a second Akagi right away. Yama. Ooh. And now I will go sign a... Yeah, I found a decent starting point, but the design template had mines and I couldn't take them off, and I haven't researched mine rails yet, so I couldn't build it, so we'll just wait a turn or three until we have, or five. Whenever we get mine rails, it should be relatively soon. Oh, yeah. So many events. When I'm France, I very rarely get them. That because reasons. Superheater is that's engine tech or machinery, gunnery training. Just want to check something. I'm not gonna do a full. It's doable if we sort of want to go all in on the secondary and tertiary. So it's a bad looking ship. Still think that secondary and tertiaries are very important during this period. So definitely something to consider. But instead, I think I will just push forward one turn and see what happens. Maybe end the episode, maybe get a war. Some of our oldest ships for more money. Increase in armor piercing shell damage, but it's an explosive shell tech. Nice. Very nice. No change in tensions, so okay. Yeah, that was an interesting year. This is what they call brinkmanship. We've developed some very powerful ships, and we have 8 capital ships and 4 advanced light cruisers in production. This is pretty cool. We are definitely no longer the smallest navy on Earth, and we are definitely not the weakest. And the economy, we're ahead of, yeah, oh, we're alone in that B tier now. Could build more destroyers, clearly build more destroyers. But it looks good. I think it looks very good indeed. And we have all the interesting ships up and running. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to keeping old ships around for too long. Yes, I can keep them here indefinitely in mothball, but when am I gonna use them? When is it viable to pay 5 times this amount to keep them going? When I would have to sort of stop my production during wartime just to activate them. So the oldest ships here, the one that will become obsolescent pretty soon, they are very close to the scrapper, I would say. This is not it's not a bad ship compared to some of the trash the AI has, but it is not a future-proof ship, so to speak. But anyway, and that concludes episode 29. 29. That is 29 in Norwegian, so 29 would be some sort of weird combination of those two. So, very interesting episode. Lots of design work. I'm gonna include some additional notes in the presentation and upload it, and all the designs, including the ones that we never built or just iterated upon. All of them will be uploaded. So thank you for watching, and see you again next time.